Hello and welcome back to another Warhammer 3 video we have today. We are checking out all FLC/free legendary heroes that are currently in Warhammer 3. The first free/FLC legendary hero is Lord Kroak for the Lizardmen, a big fan favorite of the community. You can either get him right away from Gorok's faction, or you can get him from the quest, the Lord Kroak quest, of course. He is one of my favorite heroes of all time. His spells are all AoE spells that throw nukes at enemies and have no friendly fire, so you can blob up safely all your infantry and just throw the sun at them. And on top of being one of the best spellcasters in the game, he has a shield and he's unbreakable, and he has a special skill that can also cast 40% ward save on him and all units around him. And he has very good items that we'll get into next. The first of those overpowered items we're going to check out is the Glyph of Potek, which is ward save plus 5% for accompanying lord, melee defense plus 8, vampire weapon strength against all undead plus 18%, ceremonial mace of whatever that is, chat, you'll have to let me know down below, I'm not even going to attempt that word, weapon strength plus 10%, spell resistance plus 15% for hero's armor, that's really good, amulet of Itza, spell resistance plus 30%, Winds of Magic power reserve plus capacity plus 10, golden death mask, melee defense plus 5, mess resistance plus 10%, passive ability golden mask, which is a hex ability which melee attack minus 8 for effective range of 55 and its duration is forever. And the last item is the standard of the Sacred Serpent, control plus 3 local province, casualty hero replenishment rate plus 3%, and attribute causes terror fighting against Norska and a chaos. It is a really good, I would say, set of items. They don't have a bonus because this isn't Warhammer. This did not come out of Warhammer 3, hence why. But I wouldn't get rid of it for anything, and it would kind of cripple him if you did really take those away. The last two things we're checking out of Kroak is his special trait, the Spirit of the Venerable Lord Kroak. Growth plus 20 for local province, corruption minus 3 for local province, and leadership plus 5 for hero's army. Pretty good. If it was a lord, I would not say that's great, but for heroes you throw in your army, that's pretty good. And then last up is his skill tree, which is really good because each of these, we have Deliverance of Itza 1, 2, and 3. They all get boosted heavily, and he has access to Rolling Skies, Exorcism, Safri, and Greater Arcane Conduct. Unfathomable Presence gives him that barrier I was talking about. He gets more control, so it causes terror. Regeneration, which is extremely broken for a character like him. Barrier replenishment, delay minus 50%. A reserve and Eldritch Energy. Winds of Magic power reserve plus 10. Then Winds of Magic power reserve capacity minus 15 for local region. And then Winds of Power Reserve plus 20% for own army. 20, I mean. Really good, and you can also upgrade his shield as well. Very, very good, and he does have his special Colossal Deliverance. He can just break walls. Yeah, he can just break walls, or it just makes it, this I think makes it stronger, and this just makes it cheaper. Very good. I'd recommend as soon as you can get him in your army, I would. Harald Hammerstorm is a Warrior of Chaos legendary hero introduced in Total Warhammer 3 in Update 3.10. He's a very strong melee hero who actually predates other Warhammer characters and lore by quite a long time. He's a staple of the original series. He hates the undead and has a bunch of bonuses against them. Even though Chaos doesn't really fight the vampires and undead very much, he still is a very strong hero even without fighting the undead. He is a melee specialist, armored and shield that has armor piercing and causes terror, so it's a good one-on-one unit, and his special trait is Forsaken Avatar of Chaos, diplomatic relations minus 20 with vampiric factions and followers of Nazarick, immune to vampiric attrition, hero's army, and leadership plus 8 when fighting against any undead. Which is kind of useful when you're playing as like Festus and you have to fight the Borrow Legion in Slovenia. And he's a beefed up Exalted Hero that doesn't take the slot of an Exalted Hero, which is very good and useful when you're playing Warriors of Chaos. The character of Harald Hammerstorm was also the first character from Warhammer Fantasy to actually wield the Warhammer, even before the iconic character like Karl Franz or Sigmar, and his weapon, the Hammer of Hair, also predates Gal Maraz. Very crazy. He was also one of the first characters created by Games Workshop, originally named Uthmog Elvenbane, And despite popular misconceptions, Harald Hammerstorm cannot be recorded by Khorne, which is a little odd. The guy is painted red and the red god can't have him? Kinda weird. And to get him, his quest is really easy. It's called The Hammerstorm Cometh. Level up any lord to level 15, and then this quest will pop up, and then just get 3,000 enemy kills in battle, and that's super easy and you get him right away. Now we're moving on to the 2 unique items that he starts with. The Hammer of Harry is unique, Undivided Authority +2 Heroes Army, Melee Attack +5, Armor Piercing Weapon Damage +50, and a really insane ability called the Hammer of Harry. You cannot move when you use it, but it's a giant, he just slams the hammer down, does a giant explosion. Really strong, I like it a lot. And the last item is the Bane Shield, which is unique, Leadership Aura Size +25%, Character Order Leadership Effect +2, Physical Resistance +10, and an ability called the Bane Shield, which is a passive, Melee Defense +10 for himself, then enemy is base damage weapon -10, and then armor piercing damage also -10%, and it's an effective range of 35, and it's active all the time. So those 2 are really good. I would recommend keeping those. He's also unbreakable, so he's already an insanely strong character. And on top of that, he does have a pretty good skill tree, more health, bonus for infantry, perfect vigor, which is everyone's kind of discovering is the strongest ability in the game. Enables flaming attacks for Hero's Army, Vigor Ross for Hero's Army is really good. Gravedigger, melee defense, double experience in fighting the undead. Passive ability, Chaos Armor, Missile Block Chance. Melee Missile Block Chance 20, Melee Defense Reflect 28, and 15 plus Hero Army. That's insane as you're playing them because every unit already has a lot of armor. And his last one is Ward Save +10 and Weapon Strength +15. And that's his unique, but he has all the basic boosters too. So he's really strong. I'd really recommend him. I like him a lot. Ulrika Magdova is who we're looking at next. She was introduced in Warhammer 3 at Update 3.0 for Kislev and the Empire, and is technically available to the Dwarves, but only for the Masters of Innovation. She can be recruited by other Dwarf factions, but only if you join with the Masters of Innovation, And getting her quest is very easy. As long as you keep leveling up your Lord, you'll get a quest, and you have to build tall walls and just amass 1,500 gold, which is by far the easiest quest you can do for any of the heroes compared to the ones coming up. So she's a hybrid weapon wizard who can also regenerate, and is anti-infantry, and is a duelist, but I wouldn't recommend throwing her at other enemy lords, but have her fight other heroes, and try to pick them off with her bow as fast as you can. And her special trait is Boyar Lineage, which is recruit rank +2 and leadership +4 for Empire and Kislev melee infantry units for Hero's Army. And she does start with 2 items, and they do come as a set as she is a Warhammer 3 character. So her first one is Silver Dagger, which gives her the ability Imbuement Magic Attacks, base weapon damage +25%, armor piercing weapon damage +25%, and it lasts for about 32 seconds. Pretty good. You always want to activate it right before she's thrown into combat. And her other one is Blood Shard, which has the passive ability Spell Mastery up to 60%. Effectivity and test increases with each kill made by the unit, maximum of 200. So it's like a Khorne character. The more kills, stronger they get, And when you combine them, you get Corruption -4 for local province and Melee Defense +5. She also is one of the few heroes that come with an auxiliary, which is Gabriel von... You have to let me know down below because I'm not going to attempt that word. I'm going to butcher it. Winds of Magic Power Reserve +5 per turn, and Character Experience per turn +15, which is really good. I really like that per turn Magic Reserve. Her skill tree is pretty good. Like, she has Blight of the Skaven, has all this tunneling stuff, has Ambush Defense chance. Dancing Blade is a really good ability. 40% physical resistance, melee defense +24, melee attack -24 for enemy. Really good. Then you have Dragon Slayer. She gets heavy AMP arrows, and then fire resistance +15 for Hero's Army. And then her ability is that word. You can also let me know down below how to pronounce that. Imbuement Blinded and 90% accuracy +90, and melee defense. This slows them down a bunch, blocks all of them down. She's got Beast Slayer, spells resistant for Hero Army, Plague Spreading, Attrition, Psychology. I would say she has one of the best skill trees for your army because she's doing so much. Half of the stuff she has in here, you have to go out and find. But I would really recommend her, and the sooner you get her in your army, the better. Now we're checking out Khorne's favorite demon of all time, Karanak. He's a legendary hero for Khorne, Demons of Chaos, and Warriors of Chaos, and he was introduced in Warhammer 3 with update 5.1. So his quest is pretty easy. It just takes a while because you need a tier 4 settlement and then you have to build a tier 4 building, but that's just for Warriors of Chaos. Khorne players down below, let me know, is it any different for his quest? He's very fast, he has Vanguard deployment, he has scaly skin, so he's got more physical resistance and some armor, so he's good against running against like bow and arrows and gunfire coming at him. But what makes him so special is he's a good wizard hunter and can chase them down, and he has an ability that reveals them, and he has an ability that traps them, and another ability that summons more dogs to help him. So he's at his best when he's flanking the enemy or kind of just thrown to the side and hunting their most valuable units, especially wizards, anyone who does a lot of damage but is very squishy. And his special trait is Manifestation of Vengeance, recruitment cost -10 for Chaos Warhounds and Flesh Hounds, and leadership +6 for Chaos Warhounds and Flesh Warhounds. Not the greatest, but I would say early on in the game, and he feels like a secondary army, he definitely really boosts them a lot. His items are quite simple considering he only has one compared to everybody else. It's called Brass Collar of the Bloody Vengeance, leadership aura size +25%, spell resistance +25%, and passive ability Brass Collar of Bloody Vengeance, which gives him silence, negates magical weapons within effect area. That's 55 meters around him, and that's just forever. Really good. I would only count like a handful of characters who have an ability like that, and magic is one of the biggest weaknesses for demons as well. And just like the other legendary heroes, he is a completely bonkers skill tree. So already has Talon of the Skull Throne, passive ability, it all goes up with leadership of enemy units wavering. He has Seasoned Hunter, immune to contact effects, that's really good, more damage, and he has Mind Prowler, can cause terror. He's got Endless Hunter, which gives him the passive ability reveals units, so that's really good against like Wood Elves. Then there's more bonuses for his stuff, Assassination Chance bonus. Then he has Perfect Vigor, which I said earlier is becoming one of the best skills you can get in the game. Then he gets physical resistance for all Khorne, Chaos units like Warhounds and Fleshhounds. And then he can summon units, which is super cool because he's usually going to be tailing it alone, you know. He gets stock for them all. He gets this boosted again so he can use it more than once. Then he has stock and he gets devastating flanker and boost movement range. I really like him. I can see why Khorne calls him his favorite, and I would pick him up just like theirs as soon as you can. Aekold Helbrass is a legendary hero for Tzeentch, Demons of Chaos, and Warriors of Chaos, and he came out during Total War 3 Update 4.0 during the infamous Shadows of Change update. His quest is quite complicated. You have to get your settlement to tier 4, and then you have to get your knight area to tier 4, recruit 8 of them, and then do kind of a hard quest battle, because you have to keep him alive at the same time, and defeat 2 Beastmen armies. He's quite the strong hero. He's armored piercing, great anti-infantry unit, and he has barrier, of course, like all Tzeentch units, and has access to Laura life spells, and can heal, and is very rare for when you're playing Chaos. And his 2 items are the Windblade, which gives that like Devil May Cry effect type of ability, you know, the AoE, good melee infantry. And the other is Lore of Life, which gives him decent regeneration. His special trait is Life Amok, growth +25, local province, regardless of ownership, which is kind of odd. Casualty or punishment rate 5%, just the same way for everybody. Winds of Magic Loss 20 for Lore of Life spells, and enemy leadership's -8. Kind of weird that he also boosts the enemy army, but I guess that's supposed to be like how strong he is, you know? And his items are the Breath of Life, which gives him regeneration, which is nice, and the Windblade, which is his like Devil May Cry, throw swords around ability. His skill tree is pretty good. It's all your standard, you know, healing, like the battle healing cap is pretty good. Brother to brother, you know, be more friendly with everybody. Frenzy when fighting against the Empire. Blade Soul, which is pretty good. His Windblade ability, very good, and it's kind of got a pretty neat animation. He also has Thorn Shroud Brethren, so passive ability, melee reflection for some units. He has Bound Spell, Life Storm, really good. It's kind of lackluster when we start comparing it to the others, but this is like, you gotta keep in mind, this is during the Shadows of Change arc in Warhammer, so they were having a tough time. But he's pretty good. I just think it's way too much just to get one hero. On to the last pair of legendary heroes, we have everybody's favorite, Gotrek and Felix. Gotrek we're going to start out with first. He's a dwarf legendary hero available for the Empire, Dwarves, Bretonnia, Cathlight, and even Kislev. Gotrek here used to be a legendary lord who could only last for 30 turns and Felix was the hero, but then in Warhammer 3 when they got imported over, they actually changed it up. They're both heroes now with a revamped skill tree, and how you get them is through just an interesting quest. Once you get high enough level, you have to help them get out of the Slash realm, and it's kind of a challenging fight, and they had to nerf it a little because when it first came out, it was one of the hardest fights. It still is, unless you have a lot of artillery. And if you don't want to fight Slaanesh, you can actually start as the Masters of Innovations, and you just get them right away. Gotrek's a melee specialist, heavy armor piercing, he's also anti-large, and he's a melee expert, and on top of that he's unbreakable. Very good fighter, he can stand toe-to-toe with any lords and single units. You can throw him anywhere and not really worry, he doesn't take much damage. Gotrek's item is pretty simple considering he only has one. It's the Rune Axe of Gotrek. Melee attack +5, enables magic attacks, armor piercing weapon damage, that's all really good against demons and chaos. And ability, Rune Axe of Gotrek, the Dapen, remove magical attacks and armor piercing +50. Pretty good, you can really slice through all the enemies you need. So his special trait is Surviving Slayer, +5 melee defense for when he's in an army with Felix, which is kind of like a no-brainer. You would really be dumb to like separate them unless your armies are really that stretched thin. And his special ability is Heroic Fortitude, chance of unit gaining hit points when they're less than 10. It only uses once, but it's 12 per second, my bad. Pretty good, I like it a lot. His skill tree is basically what you'd find in a typical Slayer, but they also have all this up here. So he has Skaven Slayer, Demon Slayer, Beast Slayer, Orc Slayer, Elf Slayer, and Zombie Slayer. And all of this is super good and it all kind of correlates with each other. Like the Elf one I usually take first because of the challenges you have to do. Missile block chance 20%, missile resistance when fighting elves, range when fighting elves, like it's really good. But then this is special tree, ability Gotrek's Doom, melee defense +40, damage resistance +40, with ward save really good. Magic drop chance is really good. Melee attack for Hero's Army, which is always great. More hit points, wound recovery time, and everybody's favorite, Perfect Vigor. It's, again, one of the best things you can get. He's a fighting, lean, green machine. But he really should be paired up with Felix. And talking about Felix, he's on next, and he's our last one. Last, not least out of the bunch, it's Felix, the legendary hero that comes with Gotrek. He's actually pretty good, and he hasn't had any changes, like he was never a lord like Gotrek was. But his skill tree has seen many changes, and we're going to get to that after this. Felix is a pretty strong fighter, not as strong as Gotrek, but he's armored, got armor piercing, does some decent damage, he's also anti-infantry, and he's smaller than a horse so he can dodge things, which is pretty good. So his special trait is Rememberer, melee attack +5 when an army with Gotrek, so just the polar opposite of his. And then the passive ability Blood Oath, which I brought up earlier, was the healing. It's pretty decent, it's only 35 meter range, and it is only 2 units, which is either a lord or hero. So you kind of want to bunch them up in groups, and then have him like a field medic, just running back and forth, healing everybody. And just like Gotrek, he only has one item. It's called Karagul. You'll have to let me know down below, probably butchered that. Wound recovery time, -2 turns, melee attack +5, enables magic attacks, again really good against demons, and ability is named after the sword, imbuement flaming attacks, melee attack, and bonus versus infantry +32, really good. Kinda seems like, again, this infantry blender, Gotrek fights the big guys, and he fights all the little guys. And his skill tree is really good, I like it a lot. So Helping Hand is, again, melee attack +40, damage resistance +40 with ward save. Really good, you can use it on Gotrek with his other abilities and just make him invincible. He has charm attacks, growth +10, more weapon strength, bonus infantry. Sweet Talker, I think, is one of the best skills in the game because it's immune to diplomatic penalties from trespassing. That's so good. You can take your army anywhere and they won't even care. He got Glorified Sentry, Hero Success Chance, and it's okay. Passive ability Guardian, I do like, works really well with what you're supposed to. And then Blood Oath gets stronger, switch with Committed Blood Oath, which is, only 2 heroes at the same time, but it is a lot better and the range is wider. And when he really needs, it's unbreakable. He runs away a lot without Gotrek. I really like him, just like all the others. Pretty good. These are probably the best 2 everybody likes. Thank you for sticking to the end of the video, it means a lot. We always appreciate your likes and subscribes here at Ghost Corp, and if there's anything you want me to see or cover, let me know down below, and I will see you guys in the future.